Okay, guys. I can't. Oh, it's okay. It's in the top. I just done my proofreading. I'll upload this tomorrow. Bulletpoint 4. Yeah, it's still going. So it's being held this little seat thing. Just want to make sure what's that. Relational well-being and dealing with seasons of isolation and ostracization. Relational well-being and dealing with seasons of isolation and ostracization. Relationships are very important. Very, very important. The whole societal gaslight of saying, I don't care if other people don't like me. Well, I do. It's easy for those who have always fitted in to say, oh, I don't care. And they share some inconsequential perspective. That's not really a big stand on anything. And when they do make this small, seemingly irrelevant stand, oh, they're so brave, people will say. And you'll see people on social media giving them hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of likes, and they'll talk about their hard times, and their hard times were nothing in comparison to yours. And it's like, what the hell? What the hell? And if they did have a hard time, it's like, well, I've had 10, 15 hard times. And people might say, well, you never learned the lesson. And I changed. And I say, yeah, I did. And I changed the patterns. And I failed again. And I changed the patterns again. And I failed again. And I changed the patterns again. And I failed again. And I changed the patterns again. And I failed again. And I changed the patterns again. And I failed again. And I changed the patterns again. And I failed again. Okay. Still going. But I survived. I have survived. And I have survived. And I am here. And nothing can stop me. I will win. Check this out. I'm using this as an example of how there's people out there, not every single group, but there's people out there, and not every single person, that just doesn't care about the truth. They only care about their ends. And that's a few people, but the majority are silent, and there's only like a very few. And the silence say it's dangerous to speak up against that view, and then there's another select few within that same group, whatever it be, racial, political, religious, that actually stands up against them. But then, because the silent majority was just like 80% of people are scared of the minority who are aggressive, they either do nothing, or they allow it to happen, or they actually say, why are you causing a fuss? We wouldn't be in trouble if it wasn't for you trying to stand up against them. It's been 4 minutes. I can't see, sorry, guys, because of the sun. That's what I'm trying to say here. So, check this out. Black Lives Matter, millions of followers and activists. White Lives Matter, pretty much non-existent. Because the media has brainwashed our people. We ended slavery. Well, slavery isn't like putting people in chains and whipping them and all that type of thing. There's, let's say wage slavery, but in the West you got to really, really put this to use and keep learning and adapting until you get higher. We ended slavery. English politicians politicians abolished the slave trade, the ones that we were involved in for a short amount of time. That's my British side. Then there's my Scottish and my Irish and my Māori side and my Tahitian side. You know, I'm proud of all my ancestry. The British people had the least amount of history when it came to slave owners in comparison to other certain specific other racial groups. This is history, so again, it's a very select few, but Asians, Arabs, and Africans, but it's obviously no big deal. But they cry, they but those who cry about it the most get the most attention. The term slave comes from Slavic people. Think about that. There's a whole entire hundreds, if not thousands of years of slavery that nobody talks about. My point is a lot of people don't care about the truth. They are out, those ones are out for themselves. And there's a whole ton that 80% are just silent and won't stand up. I've spoken extensively about being ADHD, which means autistic and ADHD. You have to stand up for yourself. I have a Māori surname. Trust me, I know the importance of relationships because it's relationships that give you the open doors and the opportunities. So you've got to do what you've got to do to put in. I was all about the work and putting myself out there and being loyal towards those who were loyal to me until time again they either sabotaged me, tried to sabotage me, or we just grew apart. And there's no issue with those who grew apart. Many of them I gave, that's the sabotaging. The sabotaging ones I gave lots of chances as well. Now I put in the work, but I also respect my limits. I am 37 years old. I put myself out there. I remain loyal towards those who are loyal to me, and hopefully I'll have loyal friendships that last forever. I'll match their energy, and we'll have reciprocal relationships. It's always been reciprocal. Well, I've always put my end in. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. I'll scratch your back, you go your back and I'll scratch mine. Neurotypicals don't have more close friends than autistic or ADHD people have. They just have all the superficial stuff down pat. Less than 10 minutes. Yay, 8 minutes.